So this morning, I'm just leaving home, just got up, everyone's out, gone, just off to grab a load of hives that are full of bees that have been transferred. And I can move them to a new, as you can see, it's overcast and cold, so all the bees will be home. And even if I move these bees and there's a few flying already, it doesn't matter, because they're all going to fly into other boxes that are in the same place that are really close. So it's going to work out really well. So I'll be able to move like 15 or 14 hives this morning, repopulate an apiary, bring back all the dead outs from another apiary, and then we'll get on with the next things after. But at least this is one good stage that's going to get done, I hope. That was a good start. They're all loaded. It doesn't matter how long it takes me now to unload them. I'm going to get to the other side and walk the site. If I have to carry them in by hand, I will. Obviously, I don't want to. This is the issue with moving bees in the spring on your own. But what happens with the site, I have to reverse in because I know it's the only way out. And if I get stuck, which is pretty unlikely because the area where I'm going to in the apiary is actually fairly high, but I've got to get through some boggier areas to get to that. So I just kind of reverse in, hell for leather, and hope that I can stop, unload, load up, and then get out. And if I can do that, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, hives moved, next one done. So I managed to get in. There's actually quite a nice height difference between this height, the side of the apiary here and there, but I know to stop here because it gets a bit softer here. But this is a really good apiary. Unfortunately, a lot of the bees just didn't survive. There's just continuous hornet attack here last year. It is what it is. There's only 3 colonies here alive. I think obviously the grass needs cutting like now, but at least I can load these hives up now and move on, get these out, bring the new ones in. I'm going to get wet feet because I completely forgot my boots, but I didn't realize how long it was here as well. Just shows you how warm it is. So there you go. So let's get on and move these and put the other one. So I'm just emptying out this hive because I've had a mouse in here as well, and it's a bit of a mess, but it's nothing to clean up. What's happened is the front door, for some reason, wasn't snapped shut over the winter, and I had the same with some shrews over in the other hive. But this hive, we've had a mouse go through, obviously, and empty out all the honey that was in there, which is no problem for me because most of these frames will be melted down anyway. But lo and behold, we have a starter Asian hornet's nest. And you can even see an egg there. If I just put my finger roughly where just in that top cell there's an egg. So that is a Asian hornet starter nest where the queen is around. I've just seen her flying around. She's flying around the apiary here. She's not very happy, but she's not going to sting me because she knows I'm too much of a risk to try and take out. So it just shows you when you have a colony that is perfect for this, she has perfect access in the middle of nowhere, really quiet. She started a young nest, and there you go. So I'll obviously melt this down. I've got some nice pictures of the starter nest. I've got traps to put in here today. I'll be back with them later. All the other apiaries have got traps in already. It's the time now to trap queens. There'll be a good few weeks. Imagine all this fauna and flora is perfect place for Asian hornets to bring up a starter nest. But if they can find a place like this, it's absolutely brilliant for them. That Asian hornet now, her purpose will be to restart a new nest, but it's good because even though I could have left the nest there and come back and try and catch her, it doesn't really matter. In a big picture of things, she's weaker now. She's got to start all over again. It'll take her longer. Obviously, I'm going to flood this place with traps like most of my other apiaries are already. And that'll be great. So I'll probably get her. But, you know, there's probably thousands around anyway. And I'm doing the best I can. But I'd rather just take the box away, get those mice out those frames, get the frames cleaned out. This apiary is now renewed. It needs cutting, it needs management. I need to do a bit of work on those trees there to get that away from behind. But all this is nettles, and it grows like bilio because there's a pond just behind those brambles. Okay, let's just see if we get out all right. And normally I'd foam these hives off so it'd be easier to take the front doors off. And the problem is there's these little holes on the doors, and often they stick their antenna through and the antenna can get damaged. But because these colonies aren't that big in that box, and because it's not very hot and the bees are nice, they're not always frantically trying to push out, I'm not too worried. It was just easier this morning to flip the doors over, you saw, and just close it off. That's the doors that come with these hives. Well, that is a complete success. Like Bob Binney says, always have a look when you go back in the apiary. Check everyone is open. That one's alive anyway. They're strong, those two. There's one there and one there, not three, there was two. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 I brought in. And 2 that are there already, so that's 13. What I wanted to show you was this type of grass here. It's a very thatchy grass. And as much as it's a pain to cut with my grass cutting machine, when you compare it to that stuff over there, this stuff is brilliant for driving on, as you saw, and it really stops your wheels spinning. That took longer than I thought, but at least I know the hives have got no mice in. I wanted to say as well that I didn't want to bring those mice back home and then let them loose in my shed. So it was worth it. It's about to rain. I've been in there, come out, and we've moved on. Let me just show you the lake, the river that runs, well, it's a lake, like a pond really, that runs next to the hives all the way down to there. You can see when I drive up to there, it's fairly high, but I couldn't do it in the winter because I'd definitely get stuck. We've had a few days of dry weather now, so it's good.